Okay, so we are continuing with buyer representation agreements. If you've been following along, we got 5 lessons here. And why should you meet with buyers before you work with them? Okay, you want to sit down, schedule a meeting. You want to meet them in the buyer's home environment if possible for the presentation. Now, with COVID and all, I don't really think that's realistic. I think that a lot of people might like to meet at a restaurant or a social place. But we'll put that here. If it helps a buyer invest in you as a professional, it demonstrates your level of professionalism, and it establishes a customer relationship. Not a benefit. Okay. Benefit, no. Okay. Apparently, customer relationship is not a benefit there. But you can do this anywhere. You could do this at a restaurant. Meet up with them if they don't want you in their home. Might be a reason why they don't want you in your home. Okay, meeting in the buyer's home environment puts the buyer at ease. Didn't we just do this one? I'm confused. Maybe I didn't hit next. No, apparently I got it wrong. Okay. All right, let's see. Benefit. This is not a benefit. What do we get wrong here? Oh, it's not a benefit. Okay. Benefit, not a benefit. All right. Meeting the buyer in the home environment puts the buyer at ease, not a benefit. Which of the following are benefits to scheduling a buyer presentation? Okay. Overcoming buyer rejection or objections. What 3 things could you say to a prospective client who don't want to come in for a meeting? All right. Part of my service, it is my policy. If you don't meet with me, I won't be able to work with you. I wouldn't say that. These are all great responses. Working with buyers, you schedule regular contact and you keep track of it. All right, history of buyer representation. All right, what is the purpose of sharing the history of a buyer agency with the buyer? Here's a potential script you can use to explain this. Demonstrate the historical significance. Think about this one from a buyer's point of view. Show how agency has evolved to benefit buyers. Okay, so that would be it. They don't care about the last century. Okay, list the amounts of representation received from any one professional exchange for flexibility to work with multiple agents. Allows a buyer to work with several representatives and the right to self-represent. Exclusive. For exclusive agency represented by a single agency. Exclusive and right to exclusive. Exclusive. The buyer hires only one company for representatives and waives the right to self-represent during the agreement. All right, elements of a buyer representative. I think we did seller representative on the last few videos, so now we're doing buyer agreements. The parties to the agreement is the date of the agreement, the name, early termination provisions. You need to make that clear. You got 30 days. In Maryland, you got to know what your state law is. If they give you 45 days, 30 days, 15 days. So that will be specific to your state. Maryland law requires all buyer agency agreements contain a provision for early cancellation. All right, notices regarding coming soon listing. If you're okay with this list of responsibilities, you're okay. Let's continue. Signing a contract. Agree to work exclusively with me. And for any reason, if you want to attend an open house or visit new homes without me being present, you'll let me know. So basically, if they sign this kind of thing, they can't go into another house and make an offer and get somebody else to help them without telling you. They sign an agreement that you need to know so you can assist them. Basically, it's my responsibility to find you properties that are available and suit your needs. This discusses the commission. You're going to have something in there. It might not be this exact one, but you're going to have something in your contract that says who's getting what commission. Type of property the buyer is seeking. I don't know. Included in the contract. I don't think that's included in the contract. Duties of the licensee. Automatic renewal. I think that's in there. I can't remember. No, that is not in there. It is part of the contract. No, okay. Property the buyer is seeking is in the contract. Okay. I don't recall seeing it, but okay. Duties and responsibilities. And this is no. There is not an automatic renewal. You got to agree to that. When it's in, you got to agree to sign another one. Disclaimers. You cannot advise them on any legal matters, tax matters. You're not a loan professional. You're not a mortgage company. You don't do appraisals or inspections. You can give them 3 different cards, for title companies, loan officers, inspectors, appraisals. Give them 3 different cards. Don't be biased and give them 1 card or whoever your favorite is. Give them 3 different cards and let them choose on who they want. That way they can't come back and say you were discriminating. So that's my advice. You don't want any of that coming back on you for legal reasons, saying that you told them this and you told them that. And they'll be trying to sue you. Flood disclosure. If you're in a flood area, you'll know that on the property. And they'll have to get premium flood insurance. You will tell them that. This is repairs of the property, legal construction. Some places are as is, and if they're as is, their sellers are not bound to make those repairs. But otherwise, they have to make any repairs that are necessary after the home inspection. Or even if they don't have a home inspection, if you're saying you want it replaced or fixed, then they have to fix it. Unless they're listing it as is, they're not going to fix anything, then they need to fix it. Copies of agency agreements. The licensee must keep 5 years all their contracts. Buyer representation agreement section explains the role of the assigned agent. Elements of a buyer representation agreement. Let's see. We have 4 questions here. And it is not in this one. Let's go back to this one. No, it's not in that one either. Okay, we're going to be guessing then. All right. Explains the role of an assigned agent in a dual agency situation. Grants the broker the exclusive right to represent the buyer. I'm thinking it's intercompany. Specifies the scope of the broker's professional duties and obligations to the buyer. Identifies which attachments are part of the agreement. Where is all this stuff at? Because it's not in here. All right, let's look at this one again. Maybe it's in here. Okay. Buyer agreement terms, exclusive relationship, broker responsibilities. Okay, let's go back here a minute. Explains the role of an assigned agent. I can't wait till we get enough subscribers so we can do this live. Seriously. Because I am totally guessing here. Okay, we're going to guess on this and see how we do. Not quite. Okay, we got every single one of them wrong. See what I'm saying? Okay. Explains the role. Grants the broker exclusive rights. Disclaimer, I'm guessing this is buyer. All right, let's check it. Oh my God. I have no idea how that happened. But anyway, here you go. If you need a screenshot, because this is not on any of the references. So I have no idea. I was totally guessing. I don't see it on any of these references they give us. Okay, we're going to move on. Representation agreement is not legally binding. Maybe. I don't know. A buyer representation agreement can only be changed with written consent. Represent agreement is binding upon all parties. I don't know about their heirs and successors. I don't know about all that. No, I wouldn't say that. Interpreted according to the laws of Maryland. Maybe. Must be in writing. What did we get wrong here? It is not legally binding. It's false. What did I say it was? True? So it is legally binding. Okay. And it is true upon successors and heirs. Really? Okay. That is so bizarre. I can't believe it extends to heirs and successors. That is just so weird. Okay. Close this one up. All right. Benefits of a buyer representation. This could be in any state, by the way. I wish they would quit putting Maryland on everything. Higher level of service. What benefits do buyers receive when they sign a buyer representation agreement? Receive more while paying more. Great diligence in evaluating property. Okay. Paying more is not a benefit. Okay. You've done everything. You asked the right questions and you asked for a signature and you were denied. The buyer just doesn't want to sign. What do you do? Let's put that and see if it's right. Just remind them the benefits the buyer is waiving. So you need to go through to them and explain to them, which we've done this in other videos. Explain to them why it's so important for them to sign it. What can you do for them? We're not going to go into that here, but it's on other videos that we've done in this series. And it will look for anything with to do with the buyer is what you want to look for in the videos. Helping a buyer find a house. Anything like that, it will We might try and take this test. Let me see. All right, it's 6 questions, so let's try and take it. Hopefully I'll pass it the first time. If not, then we may have to end the video early. But it's always better to have the exam on the same video as the information. All right, why might you want to share the progression of buyer agency over time? To show how it's evolved to benefit buyers. All right, licensee Janice found a way to work with buyers without leaving her desk. She sets them up with automated emails for listings that meet their criteria and answers questions they have. I mean, my agent does this for me too. Is she doing anything wrong? I don't think she's doing anything wrong. I have most of my agents I work with do this. I mean, it's always better if you can meet them in person, but my agent is out of state, so you can't always do that. This is how agents work with buyers. This is, we'll see if we get that right. Buyers always schedule an in-person meeting with prospective buyers before they begin. Why might this be? She needs to see if she likes them enough. She needs written permission to send them data. She needs to define buyers' needs and wants. Or maybe this one. But you can do all this stuff online now. You don't even need to meet with anybody. So some of these questions are a little outdated because we live in a technology online world now. We don't need to be meeting with people. I mean, unless you want to. I mean, I think it's always best to meet with people, but you don't have to do all that right away. You can sign these agreements online now. Which type of agency agreement may a buyer and agent operate? I will say this one. What is the purpose of a buyer presentation? To build rapport with the buyer. Under what circumstances can a buyer representation agreement be terminated early? Okay. All right, we failed, so we got to take it again. All right. You should meet. This thing says you should meet with them before working for them. I disagree with this. I think these questions are a little outdated, but we're just going to check it, so we'll pass. But, in today's world, we don't have to do that. If you're out of state, and you can do all that online now. You don't need to be doing all that. All right, to define the buyer's needs and wants is why you want to meet with them in person. So you can do all this stuff on the phone, email, FaceTime, Zoom, especially if you're out of state or out of the country, Virtual is pretty common, so these questions are, but anyway, I digress. I'm going to, what did we get wrong here? We got this one wrong, and we got this one wrong, and this one I disagree with, but okay. I'm going to digress. I'm going to shut up about it. We're going to try one more time. If we don't make it, well, we don't make it. I'll have to do it on my own. Because I don't want to have a 2-minute video trying to pass a test. Where should the meters take place? Personally, I think it should be a public place. But I think this book says the buyer's home, so that's what we'll type. What is the major reason a buyer should sign the representation? It assures they get representation. What is the following statements about buyer representation true? Is true. An exclusive right. Well, this is a tough one. I don't know if I got this one right. That one might be wrong. Okay, which of the terms must be included in a buyer agreement? Kramer is a buyer and signed a buyer agency agreement. He likely did this to higher level of service. What's the advantage of an in-person meeting? Have over ways of communicating. All right, I still failed. All right. At Rose's office. Oh my gosh. Really? And open relationships. Okay. Oh, you can't get too wrong on this either. All right, at the office. Didn't we just have this one? So we know that's correct, right? No, it is not illegal for you to give them information. I get why you want a buyer representation agreement. Your buyer tells you, but what's in it for me? Without it, I owe you no duties, or you are unrepresented. I mean, either one of them. All right, historically, buyer representation has become required by law. Has increased. We'll put increased. I guess it could be. What's a buyer representation agreement? Mark is trying to set up a face-to-face, but the Tomlins have refused. What should Mark do next? Oh, I only got one wrong. Let's see which one we got wrong. Politely insist on a meeting. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to go slow, and I'm going to end this video if anybody wants to take a screenshot of these questions. The next one is property condition, disclosures, inspections, and warranties. So if you need any of that stuff, come back on the next video.